You know, wrestling fans, I'm convinced that the WWE does not care about their fans. I have been a fan of the WWE for almost 30 years now. As you all know, if you've been watching my videos, I just did a video not too long ago, this past week, 30th birthday celebration. Just turned 30. And for the majority of my life, I have been a WWE fan. And honestly, I have never, ever seen anything like what WWE is giving us in this light, like we've seen tonight. Now, I'm not talking about SmackDown Live. Some of you are probably saying, Webby, SmackDown Live was a passable show. SmackDown Live was a decent show. SmackDown Live has its ups and downs, but SmackDown Live overall was a breath of fresh air, was something that we all could live with compared to the disaster, the natural disaster like earthquake and typhoon that we have to witness every miserable Monday night from 7 to 10:15 p.m. No, I'm not talking about SmackDown. Not yet. Once SmackDown got off the air, I got on YouTube to check to see my subscribers, to see comments, to see how things were going right before I came on here to do this review. And I saw this video pop up that had to do with Paul Heyman and what he did after his promo last night with Renee Young. Something that he said after the cameras went off the air as far as television is concerned. You can see it on YouTube and WWE.com. He stated, Roman Reigns stands a chance if he... Nah. And he got up and walked off. Like, Brock Lesnar can be beaten. WWE posted this today before SmackDown. Almost like this was more important than SmackDown. Almost like Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar was more important than anything we were going to witness on SmackDown tonight. More important than the WWE Championship rivalry. More important than Daniel Bryan and The Miz. More important than the Women's Championship, the Tag Team Championship. More important than anything that we were going to see over on SmackDown. United States Championship, Randy Orton, whatever. Do you know how disgusting that is? Especially to the wrestling fans, because quite frankly, the majority of the wrestling fans enjoy SmackDown more than we do anything on Monday Night Raw. WWE, you couldn't save, and I understand giving us a hook to tune in to Monday next week, but you can save this for like Thursday or Friday, something like that. You had to put it right before SmackDown. That's almost like slapping us in the face. Oh, well, you enjoy SmackDown better than you do Raw. Oh, well, forget you, wrestling fans. We're going to shove the Roman and Brock rivalry down your throat right before the show that you enjoy better. That's what that's telling me. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below about that. And, of course, everything else about SmackDown Live in the comments below that we're going to be covering right here on the podcast tonight. First off, thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for tuning in. And, of course, if you're not, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for all notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter at 2007Webby. It's much appreciated by me and everybody who helps make this channel what it is. Jason Funny, Andy Cool, David Awesome when you see him, Andrew, Bailey Buddies, Mom, everybody. Much appreciated. Now, SmackDown tonight. Okay show. I mean, it was okay. The women's tag team matchup kick off the show. Iconics, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. Biggest thing to come out of this. The biggest thing that we need to discuss about this is what's going to happen at SummerSlam. Now, a lot of people are wanting, are pleading, are just on their hands and knees, praying almost, it seems like, that Carmella drops the women's championship at SummerSlam. I understand that because Carmella is absolutely horrifying inside the squared circle. Did you see the look at Becky Lynch towards Charlotte tonight when Charlotte tagged herself in and got the victory? The disdained look. The story I'm seeing here is Becky Lynch and Charlotte having the majority of the match at SummerSlam and Carmella coming in and getting the victory. That's what I'm seeing. But Becky Lynch turning heel at SummerSlam, which ultimately cost the victory for Charlotte and gives the victory to Carmella. That's what I'm seeing. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below about that. But what an intriguing story that would be in rivalry leading into the fall months. Becky and Charlotte, heel Becky, babyface Charlotte. Good stuff in my eyes. And then, of course, Carmella can move on, even though nobody likes it, to someone else that is not getting any television time whatsoever right now. Whether it's Naomi or someone of that nature, or Asuka comes back and Asuka gets another championship a title matchup, because quite frankly, she deserves one because James Ellsworth's involvement at Extreme Rules. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below about that. AJ Styles, his promo tonight. Look, he's talking about family and about how it's real personal to him and about how everything he does is so personal towards his family, and about how he's on the road 200 plus days a year and he does things that he wants his kids to be able to do that he didn't get to do when he was a kid. So Samoa Joe is not taking the championship at SummerSlam, and Samoa Joe is not even going to walk out of SummerSlam. WWE pushing this matchup just like they did at WrestleMania with Nakamura and AJ Styles. First time ever matchup. I am hoping that they let these two guys go in there and let them have a knockdown, drag out affair, and a barn burner. Not only that, I'm also hoping this because I took a poll on Twitter, and as of right now, I think there's probably like 30 minutes left of it as of right now, and it's like 9:15 when I'm saying this. It was 80% to 20% AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. People wanting that to be the main event of SummerSlam over Brock versus Roman Reigns. If that doesn't tell you, WWE, that match should be an awesome matchup and should not be a watered down, held back contest, I don't know what does. I don't know what does, and I know that more than one podcaster out there does that kind of stuff and does those polls for their fans to vote on. And they have the same type of results. Do what the fans want for once. Just do it. Lana versus Zelina Vega. No question. This is going to lead to a mixed tag team affair. And quite frankly, I am not ready for Aiden English and Rusev Day to break up. I'm not ready for WWE to pull the trigger and break them up like they are going down that road now. But all things have to come to an end. They really missed out on so much more they could have done with them. Whether it was tag team championships, whether it was Rusev Day being WWE champion before AJ Styles got his big long title reign, whether it was United States Championship and Aiden English praising Rusev Day with the championship around Rusev's waist, whatever the case, they missed out on a lot they could have done. But with Lana and Rusev versus Zelina Vega and Sin, no question, it's going to be a good mixed tag team matchup at SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura versus R-Truth. R-Truth just came back from injury. And quite frankly, this was nothing but to give Nakamura a little warm-up matchup on his way to SummerSlam. And they have a few funny moments for R-Truth, making fun of Shinsuke Nakamura. That's it. Nothing more. The Bludgeon Brothers also had a warm-up matchup on their way to SummerSlam. And just like what I said last night on Monday Night Raw about the tag team division, I'm going to say that about the Bludgeon Brothers. Except, if you all go back to my reviews before WrestleMania and my review of WrestleMania, I was so high on the Bludgeon Brothers. I talked so high of the Bludgeon Brothers, even a little bit past WrestleMania. I was on the joy juice of the Bludgeon Brothers, of everything. And when you look at what WWE is doing with them now, little short baby promos, and that's it. How are we supposed to be intrigued in the tag teams? How are we supposed to care genuinely about the tag team champions? And then all of a sudden, well, we're going to put them against two jobbers. Okay. Well, they haven't had a tag team match outside of their tag team championship in like 2 months. So how are we supposed to care about them? You can't. Anybody that does, you let me know in the comments below. Randy Orton kicked off the show, and he cut a promo pretty much what he did when he first came back as the heelish Viper, Randy Orton, except he started it off about why he beat up Jeff Hardy. And that was because, Jeff Hardy didn't show respect and that kind of stuff. And then he said that the fans didn't show Randy Orton any respect, and he was the youngest world heavyweight champion, amongst other things, and people still didn't show him respect all throughout his career, and he was going to tear down the heroes of the WWE piece by piece. And you can know me by 3 letters, RK, and everybody said, oh, and he dropped down the microphone and walked out. I am very surprised, honestly, that they have not added Randy Orton to the United States Championship matchup yet and made it a triple threat. I'm very surprised they have not put him in the card of SummerSlam. Very well could do that next week on the go-home show to SummerSlam on Smackdown. If they don't, I could see them doing that at SummerSlam as a surprise. We'll have to wait and see. Whatever the case, Randy Orton looking dominant each and every week on SmackDown, and his promo tonight was very dominant as well. And finally, the 2 things that really stood out tonight, and that was The Miz and The New Day versus The Bar. Now, the first thing I'm going to cover is the New Day versus the Bar. The winners of this tag team match went on to face the Bludgeon Brothers. Now, I know everybody's real happy about this because the New Day is the winner. And they're going on SummerSlam to take on the Bludgeon Brothers. Yeah. For the Smackdown Live Tag Team Championships. Right? Majority of you fans that are New Day people, you like that. Right? Well, that's fine and dandy. However, the New Day shouldn't have won this contest. The Bar had been off TV for, 2 months? Don't you think it would have done the Bar some good if they would have continued on to this roll of wins by going to SummerSlam, even if they would have lost to the Bludgeon Brothers? A fresh matchup for them? Now, I get it. WWE puts the Bar into SmackDown because they need a new tag team to fit into the tournament for those couple weeks. And they had the New Day go to SummerSlam because the New Day is the bigger tag team as far as marquee-wise. I understand that. But do you honestly think the New Day is going to take the titles from the Bludgeon Brothers? No. The Bludgeon Brothers will beat the New Day at SummerSlam. And since the Bludgeon Brothers will beat the New Day at SummerSlam, wouldn't it just been better if they would have stuck somebody else in that spot that could have benefited by being in that matchup? Rather than WWE just looking at, well, we're going to put somebody in there for a marquee match. Wouldn't that make sense? Or at least benefit anyway. Because trust me, they already have enough marquee matchups. And nobody really cares about the Smackdown Live Tag Team Championships anyway, even with the New Day in there. It doesn't bring a shining light to that matchup. It doesn't for me. It might for you all, but I don't know. It just doesn't for me. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below about that. And finally, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut. The Miz and Daniel Bryan. A rivalry that if Daniel Bryan re-signs, which I think he's going to, I don't think there's any doubt in my mind he's going to re-sign. I hope WWE revisits this come WrestleMania. But Daniel Bryan and The Miz did something a little bit different tonight. And I really enjoyed what they did. Daniel Bryan attacks The Miz on The Miz and Mrs. set. You know, it wasn't just Daniel Bryan interrupting The Miz out in the center of the ring with Byron Saxton in the center of the ring during the interview. same boring concept. It wasn't that. So I really enjoyed that. I appreciate WWE doing something different. Congratulations. But The Miz continues to bring up that Daniel Bryan, needs to go back and do all the things that he used to do, and that he needs to stop being in the shadow of The Miz, and that The Miz is going to expose him, so on and so forth. Whatever the case. The Miz, I really think, is going to lose at SummerSlam unless they end up making it for Daniel Bryan's career, which they have not done yet. And if they haven't done it yet, I really don't think they're going to pull the trigger and do that. So I think Daniel Bryan's going to win at SummerSlam, and we'll see where he goes from there. But let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed SmackDown Live review. If you have not watched Monday Night Raw review, go and check that out as well. It's live on the channel right now. Tune in for my classic SummerSlam review tomorrow. I'm jumping ahead to 2005. The latest one that I've done was 1996, where it was Shawn Michaels versus Vader. I'm going to 2005 this time, where the immortal Hulk Hogan returns, and he takes on Shawn Michaels in the main event. All that plus so much more. So tune in for that tomorrow right here on the channel. Should be a very good podcast. And, of course, everything else that you have missed this past week, tune in for that on the channel live right now. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.